Hello everyone, I'm Wayib and together with my colleague Ching An who will be assisting with the demos, we are from Emphasis Consulting. Emphasis Consulting is Microsoft's Go partner in Malaysia. And this video is to introduce Microsoft Enterprise Mobility plus Security. First things first, before we jump into today's topic, let us have a quick go through on the issues faced by IT admins on a daily basis. In this slide, we have listed 3 common issues experienced by IT administrators. The first issue, it is reported that there are approximately 61% of workers tend to mix personal and work tasks in their devices. The second issue, there are more than 80% of employees admit to using non-approved SaaS applications in their jobs. The third common issue, above 75% of network intrusions exploited weak or stolen credentials. Let's move on to the next slide to understand how Enterprise Mobility Suite, or in short EMS, can help to mitigate the issues mentioned in this slide. What is EMS? Microsoft Enterprise Mobility Suite (EMS) is a set of tools that are deeply integrated with one another to provide you with all the control you need to administer, provision, and secure the devices that are used in your enterprise. There are 4 main offerings in EMS. The first will be Microsoft Azure AD Premium. It allows the admin to easily manage identities across on-premise and cloud. It is also able to integrate with third-party applications such as Concur, Salesforce to achieve single sign-on. Besides single sign-on, there are multiple other features that comes with Azure AD. For example, multi-factor authentication and self-service password reset. Second, Microsoft Intune. With Microsoft Intune, you can manage and protect corporate apps and data on almost any mobile device. Third, Microsoft Azure Information Protection, or sometimes referred to as AIP. Microsoft Azure Information Protection provides encryption, identity, and authorization to secure corporate files and email across devices such as tablets, phones, and PCs. Fourth, Cloud App Security. Cloud App Security can help to identify suspicious activities and advanced threats in near real time with simple actionable reporting. In a nutshell, with EMS you will be able to manage devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops, along with user credentials, applications, and security from a single solution. Using conditional access capabilities in EMS, organizations are able to restrict access to cloud and on-premises resources based on user health and device health. User health can be defined based on IP range, user group membership. For device health, it can be defined based upon if the device is managed by Intune and is compliant based on the policies set by the IT administrators. Additionally, for Windows 10, using Azure AD Join, organizations can restrict access to corporate resources. My colleague Jing An will share with you the demo for conditional access.
Let's start the demo on the conditional access. Here is the policy that I set for the user. If the user enable the multi-factor authentication, then it only able to access the exchange online. So let's go to the user side to see what is the behavior if the user didn't enable the multi-factor authentication. So let's go to it. Here is the dummy one user. You can see that. Let me key in the credential. Dummy01. Then let's key in the password. So you can see that what is the behavior if the user didn't enable the MFA. Your sign was successful but does not meet the criteria to access the resources because the user didn't enable the MFA. So the user is blocked to access the corporate resources. So let's move to the next user that enable MFA. This is my account. I already enabled the MFA. So let's click the sign in. So you will ask me to approve my, you will send a notification to my phone, so I just allow it. So I already approve it. So you can see that it will sign into my Office 365. Okay, that's all. So conditional access, it allowed the user to access the corporate resources if they meet the company policy. I think that's all for the conditional access. So let's move to the next part.
Privileged identity management. Protect your organization from the risk of compromised permanent privileged user accounts by managing, controlling, and monitoring your privileged identities. Privileged identity management provides you a way to enable on-demand time-limited access for administrative tasks. Using Azure AD Privileged Identity Management, you are able to perform the following. Discover the privileged Azure Active Directory roles within your organization and which users are in those roles. Manage which privileged users should have permanent versus temporary role assignments and enforce policies for on-demand, just-in-time access such as duration of privileged access operations. Monitor and audit privileged role access activity across your organization. Next, my colleague will walk you through a demo on privileged identity management.
Hi, here is the demo for the privileged identity management. The admin already configured one privileged role which is the building administrator for the dummy user. So the dummy user will receive one email notification. It look like this. So the user just create the activate role and it will redirect to the portal to Azure. So in the portal to Azure here, actually you can see your role. So while you want to enable the activate the roles, you just click the activate. You click the activate it, then it will prompt out to ask you to key in the reason why you have to activate it and submit to the admin to get the approval. So let's go through on it. Just click the activate button, then we submit the reason. Want to review the, okay, let me key in the reason. So after that, you just click the activate it. Done. So let's go to the admin side to see what is the behavior. So here is the admin side. So admin side will receive one notification. So you can see from here the reason. So after the admin review it, it just can simply to do the deny or do the approve. So let's approve it. So just wait a second. So granted permission, just put the approve reason. Okay, we just click the approve. So let's hold for a second. Yes, you can see we already approved it. So go back to the user side. Then you can see that access valid until September 12th. So it's just a 1-hour activation for the admin role. I think that's all for the privilege identity management. Thank you.
Microsoft Intune provides comprehensive mobile device lifecycle management. It begins with device enrollment. From the diagram, we can see that the user is required to enroll their mobile device first. If the device is not enrolled, the user is unable to access any corporate resources. Next, once the user enrolled their device into Intune, Intune will begin to provision their device. Intune will push the policies that was defined by the IT admin into the enrolled device. You may wonder what kind of policies to be pushed down. For example, password policies, Wi-Fi profile, email profile, and approved applications. After the provisioning stage, Intune will begin to manage and protect the device. Intune will begin to restrict access to corporate resources if the device is not compliant, such as a jailbroken device. It will also protect corporate data by restricting actions such as copy, paste, cut, and save between Intune managed apps and personal apps. For IT administrators, Intune provides reports on devices and app compliance. On the last stage is retire. Intune allows IT admins to have the ability to revoke access to corporate resources. For example, the admin can perform selective wipe or factory reset to stolen or lost devices to prevent any data leakage. Intune and EMS have a twofold philosophy for mobile data protection. As you can see from this diagram, Intune not only protects the corporate data from access from the devices, it protects the data store on the devices as well. For example, with conditional access, before the devices can access the corporate resources, it must be managed by Intune and the device must be in a healthy state. Once the device is enrolled in a healthy state, Intune enables end user to access corporate resources such as email, SharePoint, and internal websites. Besides that, Intune also protects corporate data stored on the device. For example, with a mobile application management, Intune protects and manages the data both in the apps and on the device that the users actually want to use. The administrator can perform remote tasks such as selected wipe on devices that has been compromised to keep data protected. Let's talk about mobile application management. Mobile application management maximizes productivity while preventing leakage of data by restricting actions such as copy, paste, and save between Intune managed apps and unmanaged apps. For example, when the user tries to copy a work email to their personal application such as WhatsApp, it will not be allowed. Additionally, you can restrict the users from copying corporate resources to their personal storage, such as local storage, and the data can only be saved into their OneDrive for business. Next, let's take a look at the Intune demo.
Let's go to the Intune demo. So for the Intune demo here, actually this is the Intune portal. So you can see all the devices that enrolled into the Intune will showing to here. So while you just click the all device here, you can see all the device list, all the devices that are already enrolled to the Intune. So let's simply select one of the devices. Okay, these devices. That's already the devices. So if the user reported their device is stolen or lost, so admin can do retire the phone immediately. So you can see from here, the admin able to retire the phone. So retire means the admin only remove the company data from the devices. If you select the white, right? If you select the white, so it will factory reset all the device to the default setting. So means that it will also wipe your personal data also. So let's go back to here. So from here you also can have a very well dashboard to see the hardware inventory report. So you can see the device name, what is the operating system, the storage on those things, and discover any application in the device, and that is the device compliance meet your compliance policy. And that's all. I think that's all for the Intune demo. Thank you.
What is Azure Information Protection? From this slide, we can view the high-level process flow of Azure Information Protection. First, AIP or Azure Information Protection will classify and label the document. Soon after, it will proceed to protect the document with encryption and policy enforcement. Additionally, it is also able to control on who is allowed to access the data. If the document is shared with other users, the owner of the document will still be able to track the document and revoke the document if necessary. Here's some key scenarios for Azure Information Protection. First, the organization must be able to understand their data classification needs, enable the service, and define a default policy so all documents are labeled. Second, define content-based actions to automatically classify and label documents to make recommendations to users to confirm. Third, for sensitive information, define protection policies that require authentication and enforce use rights. Fourth, gain insights into the types of information you have. Users that work with different sensitivity levels and trends in data creation. Fifth, securely share documents and email with internal and external recipients.
Let's go for the demo for the Azure Information Protection. So this computer I already installed the Azure Information Protection application. So you can see that my office already got one mobile for this labeling and classification. And this demo actually I want to show you how is the auto labeling and classification applied to the document. So I already created one template that is one detect the Malaysia IC number, it will auto apply the MYIC number template which is here to the document. So here is my new document. You can see here I actually configure the IC number format here. So while I try to create the same document here, okay, let's say we browse. Let me set in the desktop. Let's go desktop, document testing. So click the save button. You can see here it will auto apply it, because this one will auto label as Malaysia IC number, so it will detect it. So beside that, the urgent information protection, it also can put as the header here and the footer here and watermark also. So that's all for the automation, labeling and classification. And beside that, just now we mentioned that we want to track the document and reward the document process, right? So you can see here, we can the urgent information protection actually provide a portal let the user to track their labeling document and classify document. So here is the document that I previously labeled already. So you can see here, there's all the document that I labeled before. So let's say I open this document, the money claim form. So I just click the document. So you can have a really simple dashboard to here to see that, oh, this document actually is labeled by 2 years ago. How many users try to open it and view the document. Then my document already denied by have 2 denied. Then by a single user, this is Jayo Khan and Chloe Howe. So Chloe Howe tried to access my document, but it doesn't success because she doesn't have permission. So you can see the timeline. The user went to open the document. Beside that, you also can try to see the user try to open the document in which location. So beside that, I also can click the reward access button to reward the access. So I just click the reward access and click the confirm. So with the permission, user also will reward the access, so they no longer have ability to access this document. I think that's all for the Azure information protection demo. Thank you.
As mentioned earlier, Cloud App Security is actually a behavior-based threat analytics software. With Cloud App Security, you can identify cloud apps on your network, gain visibility into shadow IT, and get risk assessments and ongoing analytics. Manage and limit cloud app access based on condition set and session context, including user identity, devices, and location. Get granular control over data and use built-in or custom policies for data sharing and data loss prevention. It is also able to identify high-risk usage and detect unusual user activities with Microsoft behavioral analytics and anomaly detection capabilities. Next, let's take a look at the demo on Cloud App Security.
Let's get started with Cloud App Security. So here is the Cloud App Security portal. So from here you can see that it actually already monitoring is a monitoring portal. So you can see here is the cloud application that I'm monitoring. Microsoft Office Online, Office 365, all those Office 365 cloud application. So from here you can see how many activities already been monitored and how many files and how many accounts to monitor. So let's jump to here, one of the alert. So we can see that it's an uncommon location alert. Let's create uncommon alert. So you can see the uncommon location alert. It will show you what is the user involved and what is the activity. So you can see that activity from infrequent country. So one of the user is logged on in infrequent country. So we just click it to see more details here. So you can see that, oh, it actually is an access from the Bangladesh, and in the past 214 days, this is the first time to access in the Bangladesh. So what is the activity log that performed by user? So we all can view in the cloud security. So beside that, we also can immediate to perform the remediation. So you can see here, I can require your user to sign in again, and I also can suspend the user. So I think that's all for the cloud security. If you want to know furthermore, you might contact us, Emphasis Consulting, to get more details on the cloud security tools.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video.